Hi, I'm Josh Ibarra, and this is my module 16 for AEP 858. Um, as far as background information about the essential question, um, we go through data at the beginning of the school year, usually from the previous school year, and we have kind of a district test liaison. I don't know what you call her. But she is at the grade school all the time. That's her permanent spot. So she comes in during our early year in services and goes over the previous year's data, and then from there, it's basically put into the teacher's hands to do with it what they want. Um, as far as what I have done up to this point, I am a social studies teacher and a physical education teacher. So our the test we do have state testing for social studies in the 11th grade, and I teach American history, but they take it in March or April, and then we get our results the beginning of that next year. And I mean, I don't know. The test has changed probably 3 times since I became a teacher, and I'm not a huge fan of it. But the data, I look at it, and it does concern me sometimes whenever I see where the kids are at. Whenever I see that, I try and beef up what I do in my classes to uh, help if I can figure out. But I really don't know where they're lacking because there's questions in there about stuff that they learned back in 8th grade potentially. So, but anyway, we take that data. We in each department basically is with the help of that liaison if they want it. It's up to them to kind of figure out what they want to do with it. Um, I would like to see us do a little bit more. I wish we had a dashboard or something that had more data kind of compiled together to where we could get on there and it was an easy thing to get on and see the data instead of going to different websites. Um, I think that would make it easier and I think teachers would be more willing to utilize it. I don't think we utilize it enough here at this point in time. We've moved to really looking into the ACT. We have what we call Indian advocacy at the end of the day. Every day, and each teacher has a group of kids that they work with, about 8 to 10 kids, and this is like life skills, career cruising. We use career cruising, kind of getting them prepared for hopefully life after high school, and then we also do a lot of ACT prep. So once a week throughout most of the school year on Wednesdays, there's a group of kids that go to ACT prep. There's a group that go to what's called work keys if they're not really planning on going to a 4-year college after school or after high school. And then we take some and they do work on the Kansas State Library, they can do test prep there. They can do a number of different things. But we look at it like the ACT is kind of the end all be all as far as scholarships are concerned anymore and getting into colleges, and we want our ACT scores up. They've dipped the last couple of years on average, and so we want to get those back up, and we've put a lot of time into that. So I guess that's what I've got. They take it in 8th grade, they take it in 11th grade. So I teach American history, which is 11th grade. So yes, I actually don't even work with the ACT. We have a handful of teachers that do the ACT prep, and then another group that does the work keys, and then another group that does the Kansas State Library stuff. So I'm with the group that does the Kansas State Library. We have English teachers who, and science teachers and math teachers who do the ACT prep stuff, since that's what's on the test. And they go, depending, one week they'll go work on English or, reading and writing. Next week they'll go to math. Next week they'll go to science. If we see a kid that is, okay, he took the ACT, his scores were really good in math and science, but English was bad, wasn't, and that's what drug him down, then he'll spend more time with the English aspect of it. No, it's all writing, reading, science, and math. Um, well, we've it, so the standards we've taken in each department is basically made their own pacing guide based on what we felt, because the standards they give us, say for American history for 11th grade, is 1890 through present time, and then they have, let me think here, there's eight or nine, I can't remember exactly, different sections or themes that you're supposed to cover. Well, the pacing guide, to cover all of that in a school year, you're spending maybe 2 to 3 weeks on each period. So that could be a period of, for instance, you may only be able to spend 2 to 3 weeks on World War II, or you may only be able to spend 2 to 3 weeks on the Great Depression. And so it's very quick. I mean, it's very sped up. So this year I went to project-based learning because I could never get through present time. I didn't feel like, and so I put it in their hands, and they had to do. It was kind of a modified project-based learning. I'm the only teacher in the school that's really doing it, and so I made it to where it worked for my class, and it was kind of a trial and error this year. And I really like the idea, and I know next year what I need to do. But as far as data is concerned, no, I mean, I don't have a whole lot that really pertains to just social studies other than those assessment tests and then my own personal stuff. So I think what Right, correct. I mean, if there was, that's what I was saying before too. I just don't know enough about a lot of the testing because my subject areas aren't tested as much as the English, the science, the math, and so I just don't. And I know our grade school, of course, they test. They have a ton of different tests that they do, and we're really working towards more of the this new stuff that's coming in with like I said, we've already moved to the ACT stuff, but also the career cruising and the social and emotional stuff that's going to be coming down next year. And that's kind of become the main focus of a lot of what we do. And so, but anyway, yes, definitely needing or wanting more data for social studies, the area of social studies. Hmm. Right. There are one, only one. Right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great idea. Collaboration. I know I wanted to collaborate with some schools on the whole project-based learning stuff. So I might, I think Eureka is one of the schools that's really doing really neat things with that. There's a school down the road from us, about 30 miles, that's been doing, they have a project-based learning, like they have an academy within their school. And we went and kind of visited with them one last summer. So I think that idea of collaborating with them, I think, mhm, right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think that sounds great to me. So, all right. Well, thank you.